welcome to day 5 of your strength and mobility reset. So I hope you've been enjoying all the other days so far and you're feeling better for moving for 20 minutes each day. So today is no different, another short session. We're going to be focusing on sort of the pelvis, SI joints, your sacroiliac joints, and your adductors, your inner thighs, which are often forgotten about. They're not strong enough, and we're going to be working through that today. So you're going to need a chair, some sort of dining chair. If it's a really hard surface, you might want to put a mat or a towel or a cushion on top of your chair. You're going to need a yoga block. You're going to need a Pilates ball or something similar, and a weight. Your choice of the weight, you just need one weight. If it's heavier, obviously you'll be working a little bit harder. If it needs to be lighter, if that's all you have, not a problem. You're going to get the benefit anyway. So we're going to start on all fours, and you're going to need one block, and you're going to place it under your right knee. So your pelvis is obviously not level here, and that's fine. That's the whole point. And this, you could look at this as sort of a little bit of a warm-up. If you find yourself cheating, you're going to need to go near a wall and put the side of your body against it. So you're going to keep both feet down on the ground and balance your weight as much as possible. Equal weight through your knees. Check that your knees are level with each other, but they're not the same height at the moment. Your left hip is going to help you to pull your left knee off the floor. Now just have a look down and check that your knees are now the same height. You should feel the abdominal effort to help you to have lifted your knee, and then you're going to lower the knee down. I'm just going to turn to face the other way so you can see what that looked like from this angle. Keep your feet down. Pull your left knee off the floor without leaning into your right side. Let your knee lower slowly so you feel your pelvis go back to that slope. So now we're trying to bring the pelvis level. You can take one hand away maybe and just feel your way around the back of your hips. Does that feel level to you? Could you balance a cup of coffee there? Let your pelvis go back down into the slope as your knee lowers. So it's a small movement, but it shouldn't feel small. It should feel quite strong. And just notice if you're leaning into your right side. So if you are, please go to a wall and put the side of your body on your right side against the wall to stop you from leaning and cheating. So I'm going to add on soon. Knee up, knee down. Keep checking if your knee is the same height as your right knee. Then, once your knee is up, can you balance and take your foot away? Stretch that leg out. Oh my goodness, my right abdominals, bring the knee in and go back to your sloped pelvis. Everything is slow here. So lift the back of your hips up so your knees are level. Take your foot away and stretch your leg out. Bring your knee in, keeping the pelvis quiet. Then the pelvis is going to slope back. One more this side. First, lift your knee so it's the same height. Have a quick check. Foot off the floor. Stretch your leg away. You're not leaning. Your pelvis is nice and level. Bring the knee back in. Lower down. And we're going to switch sides. That should have felt really intense around your abdominals because they were helping you to do that little movement. Okay, so now we're going to do the other side. Left knee on the block. Coming to the same all fours position, your pelvis will not feel level. We don't need it to be level right now. Okay, so keep your foot on the floor and you're going to pull your right knee off the floor. Have a quick look. Is it the same height as your left knee? Let that knee come down slowly, letting your pelvis slope. Noticing one side easier than the other. I notice a remarkable difference on the side. It's so much easier. And again, no leaning into your left side. If you are, you need to go to a wall to stop you from cheating and just put the left side of your body against the wall. Let your pelvis slope and then pick up the back of your hip, checking that your knees are the same height. Let your pelvis slope. So we're going to add on. We lift, then you take your foot off the floor, and can you keep everything where it is, still in space as that leg lengthens?
You're going to bring your knee back in without disrupting anything, and then you lower, and that's where the little disruption happens. So we lift, take the foot off the floor, and stretch your leg. Bend your knee in, and now you're trying to really keep your head on top of your spine. So try not to let your head hang. And again, knee off the floor first, foot off the floor second. Elongate that leg without disrupting your line. Bring your knee back in. You should feel the left side of your abdominals working quite hard. Let's do one more time. Pick the knee up, same height, pelvis is level. Foot off the floor. Elongate your leg back. Pull the knee in, and you can go back to the sloped pelvis. Come off that block, and you're going to go to a wall for the next one and grab your ball. Don't worry if you don't have one, you don't need to use anything here. It just gives you some feedback. I love using bits of equipment, wall, ball, the yoga block, etc., because it does usually tell us, give us some good feedback, biofeedback into the body. Now, you need to get close enough to a wall so that your bottom foot is on the floor, on the skirting board, and your other foot is on top, slightly raised with the ball between your knees. You can almost think of this as the side-lying version of what you just did. Okay, so you might, by the way, notice your ankles here. Long spine, a little bit of space under your rib cage. You could slot your hand underneath if you needed to. And then just lengthen that hip away. Your top knee is going to roll the ball forwards, and you're going to use that hip to pull the ball back. It's not too dissimilar to what you just did. So you can put your hand on your hip bone and give yourself a little bit of feedback. Roll the hip forward. So we're really encouraging some gentle mobility around the lower back, your lumbar spine, your SI joint, your hip, your pelvis, that whole area. We're just showing it a little bit of love. Don't worry if this doesn't feel easy. You're just working through this gently, not trying too hard. You're just letting your hip push and your thigh push that ball forwards. It's the top leg doing the work, and then you just pull it back and push it forwards. We're just putting healthy movement into your system. And again, roll that top knee forwards. Roll it back. You should feel the ball moving a little bit. Push the ball through your knee and hip, forwards and back. Lovely. Focus on pulling your hip back. Let it come forwards. Pull it back. One more time. Keep that little bit of space underneath you. And back. Okay, cool. Let's do the other side. So I will turn my back to the camera. You will get a visual of me doing it this way. Okay, so torso in line with your hips, a little bit of space underneath your rib cage, and make sure your head is on top of your spine. Lengthen that top hip, and when you're ready, roll the ball forwards, pull it back. And again, you're going to notice most likely your easier side. Just check in that your rib cage is stacked on top of your pelvis, and you're keeping your rib cage quiet, and we're letting the lower half of the body move. Roll that ball forwards, pull your hip back. Push your hip bone forwards, pull your thigh bone back into its hip socket. Could almost maybe you need feedback here on the back of your hip. So pull your hip into your hand, and then use your hand to help you to push your hip away. Pull your hip back into your hand. Last one, push it away, pull it back, and then release that. And just come up when you're ready. Okay, so from here, you're going to come back up to standing. And you're going to need to be near a wall. Step back a little bit. Your hands are roughly in line with your shoulders. And you're going to stand on your left leg. So you just take your right foot off the floor. This is aeroplane. So I want you to soften your left leg and start to lift your right leg up. And as it lifts higher, you're going to turn your left hip to face the wall on your right side. And then from your right hip, turn it back down so that your hip bones are level with each other and facing the floor. Your right leg is going to lift again. We're doing the same side. Pivot from your hips push your hips over to the right wall so that you end up twisting a little bit. Your torso is going to twist, your leg might have lifted higher, you are facing your right wall, and from your right hip, bring it forwards to face forwards and lower that leg down. Good, and again, hands are here for balance. That leg lifts. The driver of this exercise is your left hip. Open out your left hip. So you might feel that you are externally rotating your thigh bones. And then turn your right hip back to face the floor and lower the leg down one more time. A spiraling action of your pelvis, opening out. Good, don't worry about what happens to your hands, and let the right hip face the floor again, and we will switch sides. So your standing leg is the right leg now. You keep your soft knee. Start to lift your left leg up. And now you're going to push your right hip towards the left so that you really open and feel that spiral through your leg, and you will be turning to face your left wall. Your left hip ends up parallel again, so it faces the floor, and you can lower the foot down. Start lifting up that left leg. Push your right hip to the left, and that helps you to open out your shape. Your left hip rolls back to face the floor again. Lower the foot down 2 more times. Leg lifts, spiraling hip. So we're just teaching the right leg that it's okay to externally rotate. And pivot back. Lower the leg. 1 more time. Pivot outwards to the left. Soft knee. And then let your pelvis become level again and lower your foot down. And again, you might have found your easier side. Okay, grab your block. Where is my block? Grab your block and lie down on your back for a little bit more hip internal rotation, external rotation. You can have the block, the fatter side or the thinner side. You play around with both. Okay, squeeze the block, push your shins and feet outwards. That's internal rotation. And you're creating a broader space around your lower back area. It should help release any sticky lower backs and SI joints. Release your feet back to where they were. Squeeze the block and push your feet outwards. Release that tension. Again, exhale, press. Inhale, release. So when we finish with internal rotation, we're going to go to external rotation as well. Press and push your ankles outwards and release. You should feel this. It's quite juicy in your hips. Push outwards, squeezing that block between your knees, and release. 2 more. Exhale deeply. Press, press, press. If you're paying attention, you might feel your pelvic floor drawing in and up. Exhale, press, and release. Now, place the block between the soles of your feet. You can hold your feet for a second just to get that block in place. And you're trying to get all of your toes on that block and your heels. And then aim to let go. Your knees have to go wide to be able to do this. Do your best. And press into that block. And release it, don't drop it. Exhale, press, and let those knees and hips open a bit more. You can use your hands and release. And again, exhale, press, bonus abdominal work. And release. Again, exhale, press. Open those hips, knees. 1 more time, exhale, push your feet into that block, squeeze it. Open hips, knees, and release that. Lie on one side, and you're going to still use your block. So your top knee is going to go on the block, and you stretch out on your mat. So your fingertips are in line with your toes of your bottom leg. The top leg is going to do very little. Keep it relaxed, but lengthen your hip. Have a bit of space, and we lift that bottom leg up. And you're going to flex your foot. And every time you exhale, you lift the leg, reaching your arm nice and long down by your side. And again, exhale up. Feel your inner thigh lifting up to your top inner thigh. And again, exhale up, up, up. Inhale down, lifting that leg up as high as you can, but without collapsing your bottom waist. Up, 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 and down. And again, up, 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 and down. Hold your leg up and go for pulses. Pulse, pulse. 4, 3, 2, 1. Into circles, small circles. Keep lifting up. 2, 1. Other way. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold now. Just an isometric hold. Lift it higher, higher, higher for 4, 3, 2, 1. And rest. You should have really felt like you wanted to lower that leg by the end of that. Let's go over to the other side. So stretch out on your mat. Top knee rests on the block. If you don't have a block, it could easily just be something else, just to elevate that knee and give yourself space to move. Space under your rib cage, lengthen your top hip, and we go up and down. See if you can flex your foot. Push your leg up off the floor. Think inner thigh to top inner thigh. And again, exhale up, inhale down. Exhale up, inhale down. Well done. Now we stay up and go for pulses. Up, up, up. 4, 3, 2, 1. We circle. 3, 2, 1. Other way. Keep lifting. Lift, lift. Now we hold. Higher, higher, higher without collapsing. Keep that length through the whole body. And lower that leg down. Okay, well done, guys. Press yourself up. And we're going to go to the chair now. Come up to standing. And you're going to need your weight. So this is single leg work. And you're going to need to position yourself where one foot goes up on the chair and you're standing far enough away from the chair so that it's easy to keep this leg straight. We're going to have to stop. Your weight is going to go in your opposite hand. So you're standing on your left leg, weight is in your right hand. If you're doing the other way, that's fine. Okay, parallel foot. As you bend, a little bend in your standing leg, you're going to keep your back nice and flat, and this inner thigh gets a huge stretch as you reach the weight to your foot, and then stand in your heel and pull yourself back up. So you want to feel like you are rotating towards your standing leg. Soft knee. Your inner thigh of your top leg rolls inwards. You keep that leg straight, but your standing knee is soft. Push into that standing leg to pull yourself up. So you should feel the work, the effort is in your standing leg. You might feel the stretch in your leg that's up on the chair. Push into your heel to lift you. And you should hopefully then feel the connection in the back of your leg. Inhale down. Back is flat. Exhale up. So you're doing a hinge. Push your hip behind you. Push your left hip back as you reach the weight towards your foot. Pull yourself back up. Lovely, healthy movement through your hips. Last one. Push your hips back. Keep your spine really long and flat. Push your heel down and come up. Like I said, you decide on the weight that you're using. Okay, we're going to do the other foot. Other foot, and I'm going to turn to face this way so you can see. So you're going to place your foot up on the chair. Okay? And switch hands as well. And when you're ready, you've got your soft standing knee and you're going to rotate slightly towards your foot. Push into your standing heel. Pull yourself up, face forwards, directly ahead. Inhale down, long spine, tailbone reaches behind you. You've got a flat back. Exhale, push into that heel to come up. So you really feel that standing leg. You shouldn't need to worry about balance because you've got your leg up on the chair, so that is helpful. You're resting the side of your foot onto the chair. 2 more. Hinge at the hips. Push your hip behind you. Really long, flat back. Exhale, drive into that heel. Really nice and juicy in the back of that leg. Hopefully you feel that. Last one. Lengthening the hamstring and then pushing your heel down to create the tension and contraction to come up. Foot down carefully, weight down, and we're going to use the chair for the next one. So when you're ready, come down to your side and one leg up on the chair. Other knee bends, and you'll have to move far enough away that it's easy to have this leg straight. The side of your foot presses into the chair, and you're going to just press down. So you should feel, hopefully, some inner thigh engagement. Spine is long, ribs are stacked over pelvis. Keep pressing down into this foot and your elbow, forearm, hand, and you're going to lift your hips up. Keep pressing this top leg down onto the chair. Hold it. You'll feel your waist lifting. You should feel your inner thigh. Your hip bones are stacked. Slowly lower down. And again, you will be able to do this if you push into the ground. You've got this knee and foot. You've got this hand and elbow, and you've got your foot on the chair. By the time you're up, you should look like you're in this lovely long sort of side plank position. And control the lowering down. And we hold there a little longer. We stay up, hand on the floor if you need to. And then you try and lift your bottom leg, lower it, and come down. Okay, so if you feel like you need a bit of help, use your block. Hand can go in the block. You don't have to, but it's an option. So we lift, leg up, leg down, and lower. If you don't need the block, arm could go up. Lift, keep pushing your leg down onto the chair, pick up the leg, down, and lower. Notice if your inner thighs are really finding this hard. And let's do one more time. Neck is long, look down if you need to. Lift your hips first, pick up your leg, lower it down, and rest. Okay, let's do the other side. So, you just turn around or move the chair over. Okay, so when you're ready, foot up on the chair, have your block nearby if you need it. Just push this top leg down. While you're doing that, you get a chance to check in. Lengthen your neck and head, rib cage stacked over pelvis. Release your head. Your knee, but especially this top leg. And whenever you feel ready to, you're going to just lift your hips up. Your knee is down for the first one. Feel that lift here. And then lower your hip down with control. Don't just drop. Keep checking in with your alignment. Top hip over bottom hip. Exhale up. Use the block, remember, if you need to. And down. And again, we hold here a little longer. And you're going to pick up the leg, the bottom leg. Place it down, then lower. So you've got to keep that strength, that sense of strength. Make your foot really work. Push down, hips up. Lift. If you're not using the block, if you can, your arm is up. You've got 2 more. Remember to look down if your neck starts to feel tired. Lift. Bottom leg lifts. It lowers. Then come down. And last one when you're ready. Lift. If it's too much to lift your bottom leg, just don't. Just practice this, the first bit. Leg down. And rest. Lower your legs down. Amazing. Let's finish off just with a lovely roll down to stretch. Parallel feet. Press your hips forwards. Roll down. Just think about stretching that lower back area. Deep breath in at the bottom. Exhale, push down into your feet. And roll back up. And one more time when you're ready, roll down. Well done for moving today. Hope there was a little bit of a surprise for your inner thighs. And amazing. We're so near the end.
day 7 tomorrow, and it's really just trying to put everything together that you've done over these last 6 days. I really hope you've enjoyed this so far. Leave a comment if you wish, and I'll see you tomorrow.